Hi, I'm Sarah Buxton and I'm a designer, and I'm here in New York City installing this house, which is very exciting. When I first came here, the house was much different, and I met with the architects, the contractors, and I think the audiovisual people. We all had this big meeting here, and I walked through and I just took in all the rooms. And the other owner was a decorator, and I really liked what she did, but she used, her whole thing was sort of like buttercream colors and rusts, and we've changed it to very cool colors, grays, light browns, neutral tones. A lot of earthy things are in here, and it's like an elegant contemporary, if you can imagine that. Of course, New York City, Upper West Side has its own vibe, and a townhouse is very particular. You know, it has such an elegance to it. And we've incorporated some antiques and some wallpapers for texture and to make it very comfortable for a family to live here. It's okay if kids run around on soft sofas and mess everything up. New York is really, really hard to work in. It's hard to get any job done here because there's all kinds of obstacles, like parking situations, moving situations. It's a big, sweaty mess.
Oh yeah, you
gotta wait till you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
how you doing?
It's summertime here and it's really, really hot and humid. And my client is someone who I've worked for a lot. I've done a few homes for him, and I seem to make things in Los Angeles, and I make all the furniture there, and I have it sent here. It sounds like it would be more expensive, but I actually save them a lot of money. And today in this house, we have used a lot of their things from previous homes that we've used, so we've incorporated it, and what's happened is that has set the look for the house. So the pieces from another home, they insisted that I use, so this house has taken on that kind of vibe where it's more of a contemporary, very livable, very family-oriented house, because they have a little one coming and they have a 3-year-old. So it's child-friendly but stylish and a little bit contemporary, and it's going to be really beautiful. It's very, very stressful here. There's a lot of intensity because there's architects, contractors, electricians, everybody. We're down to the wire. We're down to the last minute, and the clients really, really need to move in, and everybody's rushing to get everything done. I've just been called downstairs that the truck is here. They need to know the lengths of the lamps. Everybody's at me. So on the 3rd floor.
What room?
It's the room with the, not the blue one, not the one with the owl rug. It's like, it's got wallpaper, like grass wallpaper.
Yeah.
And can you guys unroll it too? And I'll go up there with you.
Okay, no problem. I'll tell you what.
So my first day, I arrived on a red eye. I had 1 hour sleep. I couldn't sleep because there was a guy snoring next to me. And right when I got here, I walked in and the house was a total mess. I expected it to be clean, the floors polished, ready for furniture to go in. The rugs got here before I got here. They were all in different rooms, and everybody was sort of angry, and there was a giant pile of trash in the living room area. Everything had to be moved. The light fixtures are not in, so therefore they're cutting the ceilings and dust is falling everywhere. We're madly cleaning and getting this house set for the clients to arrive in 3 days. And the madness on the street, it's insane, but fun. And in the end, it'll be a beautiful house. And also my client, this client who's bought this place in the city, it was 2 years ago, bought a house in Chappaqua. We redid that I did it from Los Angeles with plans, flew out a few times, and they showed it one time to an actor. He snapped it up, bought that house, and so suddenly they moved everything into storage, or they bought a lot of the things with the house, and now we're doing this house. And I also did a house in West Hollywood for them that was bought by another actor, and it seems to keep happening. Who knows, maybe someone will snap up this house and we'll be doing another one really soon. The difference between working in Chappaqua and this city house is that every single detail is impossible to get done here. When you have all the space out in the country, you can have trucks drive up, it's easy, it's simple. Here, there's all kinds of unions in New York and things, and everything has to be done by the book. Everything has to be signed off on, and it's not as easy and friendly to get things done. Like in California, I may say to an electrician, yeah, could you move this over here, over there? But here, there's a lot of bureaucracy in New York City. Everything has to go through this person and that person and signed off by that. I'm more of a creative person, and I'm used to just sort of doing things a little more free. I'm used to doing things a little bit more just as I see them fit. But I've had to do the questions that I've answered on this job about where the placement for things. It's very intense, but whatever. I worked it out. I learned a lot from the contracting company and the architect. I like to go opposite of what the actual structure is. I mean, I think it's kind of fun to take something a little bit more old and stately and put in young furnishings and brighten it up. That's what we've done. We've lightened it and brightened it, and it's for a young family. This neighborhood is filled with kids and young people, and it's a very friendly neighborhood, and that's what we've tried to do in this house, is make it very livable and young. So one piece of advice for decorating today is always find an antique piece to put into a house. Like, you can find a vintage light fixture. That's my favorite thing to do, is to add a beautiful 50s, 60s, 70s light fixture. It just warms up a house. It's so much fun. You don't have to weigh it down with heavy antiques, but just one little antique in a corner, like a vintage chair. And it always changes the feel of the room. And then another piece of advice is, I love using neutrals. Neutrals are great, like whites and grays and tans and all of that, but always bring a splash of color. If you're afraid of color, because a lot of people are really afraid of color, just start out with a bright orange pillow, or like for instance here in this house, in the Upper West Side house, I have the kitchen nook is orange, and I love it. It's just so much fun to put a splash of color. Don't be afraid of color. It brightens up your day, and you don't have to overuse it. You just have to do little splashes of color.